podcast Knitting Abroad. It is the second episode, and if you are a returning viewer.
Yes,
Yeah.
if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. If you're a new viewer, welcome
to this podcast.
Yeah.
So there will be a...
It's our first time together, so it involves a little bit of laughing.
And it's kind of funny.
It's kind of funny. It's kind of... It's kind of weird.
Take out the mobile phone.
I'm sorry. Always telling children to shut down their mobile phones.
Shut down is what's the word.
And then I'm forgetting it. I'm so sorry.
So, in here we will blend in the social media stuff like
Instagram,
Ravelry.
Because we have a Ravelry group, that's very important because there is where the fun happens. And you have to join us because it's our Ravelry group.
Sure. And there is everything about the information about knit-alongs and about the episodes and about everything.
The show notes, you said already.
Yeah, the show notes are on www.knittingabroad.com because there is another site when you don't have Ravelry or don't have Instagram, so you can join all the informations and get them there. So, yeah. Why there's Sissi? Sissi is my best friend, as you know, because I talked about her in the last episode. And I'm very grateful because she's joining the podcast with me. And it's a little bit poetic because knitting abroad means that I'm going abroad to Sweden and I have to leave her behind.
And I will be abroad from her. So we are knitting
abroad.
Abroad.
Yes. And so because we like the knitting together stuff because she introduced me into knitting and she got me to all this stuff.
She already could knit, we have to say that, okay? It's nothing new to her, but I kind of infected her with
addiction.
Yarn addiction.
Yes.
You can say it like that.
Yes. Now I'm a yarn addict.
Yes.
That's good.
Hello, I'm Sissi and I'm a yarn addict.
Yeah. Hello, Sissi.
Hi.
So, hello, I'm Julia. I'm a yarn addict too.
Hello, Julia.
Wonderful. So, I'm at the yarn diet at the moment and it's horrible. It's horrible. I can't wait to go to Sweden because then I can buy yarn again. So, Sissi is here because knitting abroad and we're crossing the borders from Sweden to Austria. And we will do the thing kind of together. And now we want to show you our finished objects.
We're starting with that? Okay.
Yes.
So you first.
Oh, I'm first. Yeah, sure. I talked about you at the last episode about my Sweden pullover. It's finished
and it's beautiful.
I'm so proud of me because it's a yoke pullover and it turned out so beautifully. And I like how the colors blend in the main color because I'm not so much of the contrasting type. And yeah, there is it. And I don't want to wear it until I'm in Sweden. So
we try something out here. Maybe you can see it better.
Yeah, sure.
If we put it closer, I'm not sure now. You can see it's very fine in the colors. Very light. And it's your first color work.
First color work, yeah. And it's I talked about the yarn in the last episode, so I just want to blend it in.
Show it.
Insert it.
Yes.
Insert it.
The name of the yarn.
Insert it. So yeah, that's it.
And the really special thing about it is it's first yoke pullover. It's your first color work, and it's also knitted with linen yarn.
Yes.
And it's why color work with linen yarn? It's so slippery and it's so hard.
Because it was my first one, I didn't recognize that it was as hard
you can,
as it was.
It's really nice. It's really nice. The stitches are really nice, and I think it's done great for your first color work with harder yarn. If you do it the first time, you don't know that it's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my finished object. Great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You like it?
I like it a lot, but I haven't worn it.
Yes.
And it was living in this beautiful bag, which I talked at the last episode, because that was the one she made for me. Yes, so they
so cute.
we have like partner project bags.
And you know what? there's a finished object in there.
Oh my gosh!
Oh my gosh, how does it come? And it also, and so now I'm coming with my finished object. It's also a top. It's called, it's already blocked and washed. I will say something more while it's looking like that.
I hold it and you can talk about
it's made out of Tynn linen. I put the label somewhere. Oh, in there. Tynn linen of Sandnes Garn, and it's viscose, cotton, and 14% linen. And I like it because it's really, really light and soft. It's also really soft and awesome to knit with. And I measured it, and I had the perfect gauge with the smaller needle size, and it's really perfect, but it's much too short. On the picture it was about 20 centimeters longer, and it's a cropped top like that. Still, I finished it. I sewed it together, and I loved the construction because you knit two pieces. You knit the back first, and then you knit the front, and then you sew it together here on the sides. So it's just knitting two pieces, and I was complaining all the time because of just knitting stockinette stitch all the time. And it's stockinette stitch, and it's boring, and I don't like it, but it was still a perfect piece of knitting, so I will frog it completely because it was knitted from the bottom up, and we'll knit it again, definitely, with about 15 to 20 centimeters longer. I won't change anything else. I just will adjust the length. I will just knit it longer and start with the
increases.
Thanks. With the increases on the same part, just with 20 centimeters more down there.
So should I show it in the front?
You can. It's not very special. It's just like that. It's just stockinette stitch. So what is that to show?
Stockinette stitch.
Yeah, I know. It will have an I-cord on the V-neck. In the end, I didn't do that because I just wanted to try it on. I want to have it on myself and to feel it, if it's right, measured and everything, and it is. And really, like I said, I also checked the gauge again. I swatched. I did everything right. It is just, yeah, it is a crop top, and it wasn't for me on the. It wasn't obvious for me, so I have to frog it, but it's finished. For now. And it's also my work in progress.
It definitely counts as finished object.
Yes, for now it counts. Yes, it was living in my project bag. I will do it again. So, second finished object. My socks. My Herbology socks. They are finished. They're not blocked yet, and the ends are not even in, but I finished them today in the morning. Just for you guys. So you can see my awesome Herbology socks. And I have to say, you maybe won't see the pattern quite well because it's not the perfect yarn for this kind of sock. But I love knitting it because it was my first time. Yes, you can show it.
Let's see if it is.
Will focus. We don't know now.
Yes.
We hope it will focus, we're not sure not yet.
All trying out because podcasting is also a work in progress.
And the cool thing about that one is I made it out of Sockblank. I love the Sockblank. It's dyed by Wunderbunt. Thank you a lot. It's an Austrian indie dyer. It was her first round of Sockblanks. She dyed them with acid dyes and then made eco print on them with leaves, and in this case are onion rings and
berries, I guess.
No, I've forgotten. It's a wood. It's a blue wood. She used there, and berries. Yes, berries are there too. You're right. And it's really great to knit with, and it was my first time. It's a 80-20 merino silk blend. So perfect for socks, why not? I don't care. I just use every yarn I get.
Silk is every time a good idea.
Yes, it will, my socks will live forever, maybe 2 weeks or something. But I don't care, it was really fun to knit. I used about half of the, it's quite exactly the half of the blank, and had some minis. I used the mini. We will blend the
Insert.
we will insert. Yes, thanks. We will insert the name of the yarn. I used a mini, which I think looks awesome for the cuffs and toes, because I kind of always do different colors in cuffs and toes because it's more colors.
And it's more fun.
And it's more fun, of course. So that was really fun to knit. It took me kind of forever, just because I was doing so much stuff in between. I will talk about the socks a little bit later when we come to the knit-alongs.
Yeah.
The socks were living in my other project bag. I'm a little bit addicted to project bags right now.
So if you're sewing it for yourself, so if you're sewing it by yourself, so I think it's very...
It's fun. Yeah, right now it's fun to make my own project bags, and maybe we'll talk about that in another episode. And then I have the thing you already said in the first episode, I have the bubble head. And it's a finished, kind of nearly completely object. Yay! It's, yeah. Okay, I have to say that I just finished it about a half hour ago. And I will say what I did and why. First of all, yay, it's a bubble head! And it has a pom-pom! It's not adjusted yet, but it's a pom-pom!
And it's mine!
Yeah, and it's yours! It's a parting gift to Sweden, so she needs something that reminds her of me. And that's why, that's the first thing. What's that on the bubble head? It's red! Yes! Red sheeps are the best. I have to say. So that's why. Because white sheeps, everyone needs white sheeps, so that's not what I'm doing. What I did, I finished it, you can see it here, and I just adjusted the brim. I needed it double size because it fitted, the head fits with the smaller brim. I have a total head face, so I can show it to you. So it fits really good. I also knitted it with a smaller needle size. I will talk about it a little bit later. It totally fits, but then to take the brim double, it's a little bit too small. It works, but it's not really comfortable and not really nice. So Julia asked me to make it double, and I just said that's not the problem. So that's what I did. Just knitted it double, so it's now perfect. You can see a little bit of a kind of a seam. If it's a little bit high, you see a seam, but otherwise it's quite nice. The head is already blocked, except the second part of the brim because I just finished it. The size is perfect. The gauge is good. I swatched beforehand, and it's my first. No, not really my first color work, but no, it's not my first color work, but it's my first color work with so many colors and a really complete pattern inside. So yeah, I'm kind of proud. It worked really well, and I used a very rough yarn. It's called Silkule, and Poo. I'm very bad at that. I'm very bad at names. I'm so sorry, guys. Navia Silkule, and the blend is of course a merino. I'm so sorry. I'm cheating here with my mobile phone. What does this say? Reverie is awesome because you get all the information about the yarn. 75% wool and 25% silk.
Raw silk, I guess.
It's raw silk. Yes, that's where you get this white fluff stuff there.
And it's wonderful. I love it.
And I think
have to take it off?
Yes, I think it will get softer every time you wash it, and it's not blooming that much, but it bloomed a little bit. I thought it maybe gets a little bit. I hoped it would get a little bit softer, but in the end it looks great, and it's
wonderful because it gets warm.
Yes, I think it will be fine. And that's the colors that I have here. Of course, white for the snowflakes because snow is white. You can't can change that. But you can change everything else, the sheeps especially. And I use the turquoise in the bottom because you have a jacket just in that color.
Yes. And it's a very warm jacket.
Yes, so the jacket will fit, I think, perfectly, or the hat will fit perfectly with the jacket. So that's the color combination, and I think that was quite a good decision.
Yes, and because in Sweden it's always dark, so there's a dark heaven like this.
Yes, I couldn't take green for the heaven, so for the sky, so...
Sky, that was the word.
And there's the pom-pom. Yes, it is my first pom-pom with the pom-pom maker. The cats love it. I have to adjust it, and yeah, then it's...
Perfect.
Perfect. And yeah, of course, the pom-pom is not in one color, because...
One color is boring.
One color is boring. To that project bag, I have to say something. That's not made by me. It's made by Hanna-Lisa Haferkamp from the Hanna-Lisa Haferkamp podcast. She's awesome. She has lots to say, so check her out if you don't already know her. I'm sure you know her. And I got this project bag and another one. By chance. It was a prize. It was a giveaway for the 1.1k 1,000 viewers or followers giveaway, and I love it. I love it. It's like a pillow for my yarn. It's great. So check her out. Check her awesome podcast out. Check out Breeze, the Nocturnal magazine she put out, and it's really great. A lot of podcasts are talking about it. Also Maria from Ninja Chickens. Yes, just do it. We will put the link there.
Eco, it's eco.
Yeah, it's about 98% ecological.
That's what it was.
Ecologically produced, so natural products like cotton and wool and something like that. And yeah, just check her out. She has everything, every information. I can't put it together because I can't remember it. It's the thing with my brain. It's falling out somewhere. You can check it out on her homepage, and it's very detailed there, and she does a really great job. Just, if you don't know her, get to know her. It's great. That was it about
finished objects?
Yes, I'm just looking at our show notes. Yes, finished objects are...
Yes, finished objects. Okay, so I put it down because I have to.
I have
to finish it.
I have to show it a little bit. Maybe it's a show off, just a little bit.
Yeah, you made it so wonderful. Mine is not so wonderful.
Just to show you how I did the weaving in. I like it a lot. Yes. Yeah, and I have to weave the ends in, and I love this job because, you know, it's so much fun to knit stuff, and then to finish them off, it's like, yay! I will do it. Promise.
You will do it
today. So, to the knit-alongs. I come back to my socks. I said that's the Herbology socks, and actually the pattern is called Herbology socks. And yes, you're right, Herbology, like in Harry Potter. No, it's not a Harry Potter knit-along. It's from Kristen of the Yarngasm podcast. Woolvine Yarns is her shop name. You can hold this. And she's doing all year knit-along. It's called, I'm sure you know it, the box of socks. And that's my Hermione Everyday socks. That's my Herbology socks. And so maybe you're guessing, I'm knitting a box of socks for myself. I have to put them into, they're blocked. In Harry Potter themed patterns or yarns. So that's what I'm doing. I'm doing a box of socks knit along with so many other people. So it's just fun. Just join the fun and knit along.
I guess I'm trying to.
Kristen is hosting it the whole year. And yes, that's my sock thing for this year is to knit Harry Potter socks. And I lost my other socks. I just cast it on.
Oh, there.
Yeah, I cast it on. Also, Hanna-Lisa Haferkamp. Small project. I love it. It's small. It's not much, but it's going to be a sock. And it's my first time with knitting with, I have to say it, I love it so much, Norah George yarns.
And it's glittery.
Yeah, and it's glittering base. So, okay, sorry, I'm totally in love with Norah Georgians because she has really awesome colors and it's my first. And it was gifted to me from Eva, also a best friend of mine, and she gifted it to me. I have to give her the half of the cake back.
You really have to.
I really have to, but I will
Maybe
do it.
I can.
No.
No.
I will do it. That's the color for Private Drive. If you don't know Harry Potter, that's where he has to live, in the cupboard under the stairs. And because this is a Harry Potter dyed kind of yarn, the socks are called Cupboard Under the Stairs, and the pattern I will knit, that I will talk about it when you can see it. Actually now it's just a brim for, yes, 2 and 2, a rib, 2 and 2 ribs, so it's not very much to see, and I don't have the pattern with me and the name and anything, so I will talk about it later. But my tune socks, so I have, I'm kind of on track for my knit along with Wunderbunt, with the box of socks. So I'm finished May and started June. I have the summer. I'm a teacher. No problem. Summer month, no problem at all.
I have to get it up.
Yes, you can.
Yes.
You can.
You
will catch up.
Yes, catch up. That's the word. So
like a small tomato.
yeah. And
yes, the most important thing, we started a knit along. We started with a knit along.
And the second.
We have yes. We started with a knit along. We started with the owly socks. You already mentioned that.
Yes.
The second knit along we had together was the exploration station. We did.
I mentioned also in the first episode.
Yes, we did with Eva together.
Yeah.
And then I said, okay, why not do a knit along with cardigans, because it's, for me, it's a little bit exciting to knit a cardigan. I've knitted pullovers and cardigans years ago, and still a little bit anxious about it and not sure. And I swatch nowadays. I learned how to swatch. I have to mention Teresa, thank you, and the Austrian Yarn Club, because yes, I'm swatching because of you guys. You're the best. And it's helping, and I feel so much secure now. I'm still not knowing what I'm doing, but it doesn't matter. It's still fun. And yes, the Austrian Yarn Club is a group in Vienna which is meeting every second week on a Tuesday, and comes together, and it's just really a nice and heartwarming group. And yes, they welcomed us so fast.
Yes.
Just joined the group about 1 or 2 months ago, and it's like being there for. You're back. Okay.
Battery thing.
Yes. So sorry guys, first time recording with this camera.
Knit-alongs.
Where was I? Knit-alongs. So I talked a lot about the knit-along with Wunderbunt, Yarngasm, box of socks. The most important knit-along, we started our knitting together with a knit-along. I presented you with a pattern, the owly socks. You can find it on Ravelry, and we knitted it together. Then we had our first bigger knit-along with the 3 of us. It was you, me, and Eva. Well, Eva, you, and me. And it was the exploration station by Stephen West. You already showed yours.
Yes.
I will show mine another time. And it was just so much fun doing it, the 3 of us doing it together and knitting it together. So I said, okay, what about a garment knit along, because I'm kind of nervous knitting garments, although I already knitted about 2 pullovers and also a cardigan. But I learned to swatch the last couple of months, thanks to a lot of really nice a really nice community called the Austrian Yarn Club. So thanks to you guys, I'm swatching and I'm more confident in knitting a bigger garment. And also, yes, I also swatched for your hats, and it felt so great, because I was sure of the gauge, I was sure of the outcome, or kind of sure. and it makes so much fun, or so much more fun, because also the thing is, knitting a garment is not that hard, it's not a problem, but I'm kind of a yarn snob the last few months. I got a yarn snob.
Yes.
I'm just buying
hand-dyed,
very nice, kind of expensive yarn, and for me it's very hard to knit this yarn and don't know what the outcome will be. So,
and frogging so precious yarn is not the thing.
Yeah, because I love frogging and I do frogging. That I'm frogging the cage sweater will be a big thing for me, because I could just knit it again with new yarn, but no, I will frog it because I have to do that also one time at least. So yes, and frogging really expensive and beautiful dyed yarn is kind of a pity, and the knit along will be a good thing because there are hopefully experienced guys like you joining us. What are we knitting? We're knitting. The first thing to say is we're knitting garments designed by an Austrian designer, Susanne Sommer. Why garments? Because also in summer you can knit garments especially in this lightful, colorful and really cheerful colors that Susu Knits uses, and that's her Reverie name. And also, I'm sorry, the cat wants to come in. It's her Reverie name and also her Instagram name. So check her out if you don't already know her. She's also in the Lina magazine, in the new Lina magazine, and in the new Pom Pom magazine. You can find 2 patterns of her there. So very exciting. She is really kind of present in the internet and in the community right now. So,
and you met her in person.
And I had the pleasure to meet her in person. She's just a very fine and really nice and warm and friendly person. So the first thing was I just saw her designs and I fell in love with them, and I decided to, yes, I want to knit a cardigan, and why don't you want to try?
Yes, I'm journeying to, it's clear that I'm journeying everything she starts. So I'm knitting a hoodie, the hoodie shawl cardigan from her.
You know, and I'm knitting the Shusui Shrug. And so we are 2, and I asked Eva, so we are 3 now, and I said, okay, we are 3, but we can do it like together with a bigger community if you want to join. So we started our knit along called the Sommer knit along, like Susanne Sommer, and the hashtag is sosuknitsagainstcancer 2018. We will insert the hashtag here. Yes. You can also find a thread on
Yes.
On Reverie.
On our Reverie group, which we mentioned
in the beginning, Knitting Abroad. Knitting
yes.
Abroad,
yes,
podcast. And you can find that there. We already started, of course, the chatter. So just join us. Just come and do the same. Yes, it started in June, and because I wanted to do it like till August, and just because I haven't got my yarn yet. Sorry, just got the cat here. So sorry, guys.
So meet Loki.
Meet Loki. He won't stay because he just wants food, or he will stay maybe a little bit. Hello, Loki. He's an evil cat. Where was I? I'm so sorry, guys.
The yarn for the cardigan.
Yes. It was meant to go from September to August. From June to August, so the 3 summer months. But I'm still waiting for my yarn, which I ordered 2 days ago, and it will hopefully come soon.
And I have no yarn because I'm on a yarn diet until I go to Sweden.
I'm on the edge for casting on this wonderful design of you, Susanne. So
and I have to wait.
You will get there. And so we decided to expand the finishing deadline till September. And there's also a second thing going on. So the first thing was I wanted a designer, an Austrian designer, and I just fell in love with Susanne's designs. So that was the first thing why I chose her designs. And the second thing is I had the pleasure to meet her in person, and she is really just great, and she just went through a really hard time. She was diagnosed cancer 2 months ago. She had a surgery, and she's really well now. She's just doing great. Just check every information out on her Instagram account. She speaks very open about that. And she also started a knit along, which is really a coincidence, and I hope it's fine for her that we kind of will do or will on our side will do a double dipping.
Yes.
Double dipping, because not only her cardigans are great designs. If you know her, and also her new shawl. One of her new shawl designs are in Linea, and I think it's also a shawl design in pom pom. Her shawls are
beautiful
and huge. They're huge. They're kind of like a cape, and a cape is kind of a garment. So we decided to expand also the cardigan thing. So if you want to join us with the knit along by knitting a shawl, that's just great. And she's doing a knit along called Sosuknitsagainstcancer. And she just brought out Slice of Light, her new shawl design, which partly a part of the income will go to an organization, to a cancer organization, to support them. So if you're knitting with her, you're supporting a research group and also a community which, what was the name? Support, thanks, families and women with cancer. And it's just a great thing. I really can say that's the best, how you can come out of a situation like that and how you handle it. I think she handles it really, really great. So just join her knit along, and we will do the same with kind of double dipping. If you're knitting a shawl, you can join hers, and if you'd like, also ours. That would be just great, and I hope also a lot of fun, and you will do a good thing just by knitting her Slice of Light. It's huge. You have to use at least 3 skeins of yarn if you're knitting a shawl.
That's for our knit along.
For our knit along, so that won't be a problem, she told me, because you use at least 3 skeins of yarn with the most designs of her. So that to say, join the fun, join the Revelry group, join the chatter, and in the end there will be prizes. I will talk about the prizes in the future. For sure there will be something, because if you knit together, the fun is to knit together, but it's also kind of an inspiration and motivation, thank you a lot, to do it when you know there maybe can be something in the end that you really like, something like a bag in cool colors, and I will talk about it another time. But yes, that's to say spoiler alert. That's to say to our knit along. That's our first bigger knit along. You will find all the informations. I will adjust them on the Revelry group. You also find the informations on my Instagram account. If you want to have a look at it, it's Trojilita. You insert all the informations. And nothing more to say to that.
Yes.
About the knit alongs.
And there's the last thing. Last but not least.
Last but not least, yes.
Because we are parting in the future, we won't talk about parting yet.
We have 1 month, so
yes,
why talk about it now?
No
reason.
We don't talk about it. Because we're parting, and in the beginning of the episode we talked about doing something together, crossing the borders. And when we do this thing apart from each other, we will, have like a concept, and this concept is called knit switch. I talk about my finished objects, and when I'm finished I say knit switch.
And then I will talk about my finished objects here in Vienna, and then I will talk about my maybe work in progress, and when I've done with that I will say knit switch.
I will talk about my works in progress, and at the end,
yes, that will be a lot of editing for you and putting together, but we think that will be kind of fun for you guys to watch, and we will have a lot of Skype conversations and WhatsApp messages and everything. So we have to check each other out and our knitting, and we will share it with you. That's kind of the idea behind it, so that won't be an episode not yet. The idea is that you have always an episode with both of us, or just sometimes if one have more time to knit, then it's just one. But the idea of the concept is that we will do I'm so sorry.
Episodes together.
The idea of the concept is that we will do the future episodes knitting abroad also together, not with the split screen, because that's
not good.
That's not good. That's not fun. But with this knit switch, we will see how this will work out, and if you will like it, hopefully. Yes. Is there anything else to say?
I was thinking about
No. So, waiting for my yarn for the knit along. Socks KAL 2018 cardigans. It's Norah George yarn. MCM, it's cashmere. I have forgotten to mention it.
yes.
I love it. We will see what will happen there.
And until then,
happy knitting. See you guys.